All right, hello, welcome and welcome back. I'm apologizing right away for my audio. I'm outside, but I could not resist today. I live in the greater Seattle area, and on a sunny day, this early in the year, it's a blessing and a rarity. So I'm taking advantage. I'm actually in front of it's actually a very old building, which they renovated into a hotel, believe it or not. They called it the Lodge, and I take issue with that because it's just an exquisite building. You can't really see details. I'll probably show you in a second, but it's just artistic and beautiful. And why would you call it the Lodge? Like, it's the Great Wolf Lodge. Stop it. It's a waste. Besides that, it's still gorgeous, and so I thought this setting would be just right. I wanted to say welcome to all my new subscribers who came over from Oshin O'Malley channel. Really, thank you so much for being here. I had recently done a collaboration to my subscribers who have not seen it. I'll put the link right down below. And you should really go watch our little conversation we had about men's style, elegance, the watches at the Met Gala, fashion fails, things like that. But I want to elaborate a little more in this video, especially because I have so many new male subscribers that have just come to my channel. And I wanted to talk about, expand on the subject of men's style, but specifically men's casual style. The basics, the very beginning, because why would you go out and buy super expensive suits when you don't even have a good everyday shirt or two or three? When you're wearing loose fitting, ill fitting rather, t-shirts and things that are just not flattering on you. Whether you are a bigger guy or you're a pretty skinny guy, what you wear will totally make you look better. What are you wearing every day? Because if you're into watches, then obviously you have a taste for fine things. Maybe you only specifically nerd out on watches, and that's okay. We all have our hobbies, we all have our certain subjects and things. But how do you feel when you're going to a nice restaurant, the bars, the lounge, wherever you're going, and you are just looking pretty shabby? If you were to run into the hottest girl you've ever seen in your life, your biggest crush, your celebrity crush, whatever it may be, and you're wearing the outfit that you wear when you go out casually, right? Or even if you're dressing up a bit, how would you feel? Would you feel a little bit insecure? Possibly, right? So let's fix that. And this, believe it or not, is very simple. What makes up an outfit is a very few pieces of clothing, right? Obviously, you have shirts, pants, shoes, jackets, for men, that is. And it doesn't take a lot to upgrade your style. Let's say you're wearing these cargo pants every day and these kind of running shoes, an ill-fitted t-shirt, your jacket is just like a zip-up sweatshirt with a hood, something like that, or a North Face Patagonia, whatever, granola brand people like to wear. Don't think this is a super shallow video about spending more money on fancy brands or anything like that, because that's not really what it's about. It just so happens that many, not all, fancy brands tend to carry higher quality clothing that looks better and fits better. Do you want to look more clever? Do you want to look more masculine? How about looking a little more buff? Okay, even if you're skinny, even if you don't have a lot of muscle going on, what you wear will totally make a difference. Listen, it'll be night and day, trust me. I actually had just had a conversation with this gentleman who was asking some tips on dressing a little more mature as he's getting older. Like, okay, this is what he said. Basically, he said he's looking for better streetwear attire, and he kind of listed what he wears every day. He said really nice brand, like high quality sweatpants, right? So pretty common to wear sweatpants nowadays. T-shirts, I guess. I think he was saying t-shirts. Really nice, like sneakers, things like that, and a baseball cap. Keeps it pretty simple, but he wanted to upgrade his look and he asked my opinion. I shared with him a few images that represent a really good way to dress for a man, and you can shake things up a little bit. Very timeless, classic style, kind of just like a blueprint, and then from there you can expand if you want to play around with colors, or if you want to add a little touch of, a nice watch, or maybe a nice bracelet. I mean, I think men can pull off a certain piece of jewelry, I really do, and still look really masculine. I'm not going to talk about the pearl necklace trend, because it's not it. It's just not it. I feel like frat boys are the ones doing that though, so like I feel like my audience or the gentlemen that are watching now are most likely not adorning those. But where you want to start is upgrade your wardrobe simply. So let's look at t-shirts. Unless it's like specifically fits you so well, it's probably not doing you as many favors as it could be. When women see a man that is dressed smartly, even if you're casual, casual looks can be very attractive and appealing because unlike a suit, which is absolutely important, of course, but unlike a suit, what it says is that day to day, when you're not putting in that much effort, it's not a big event, it's not a special event, you look really good. You might turn off some women. Usually those are going to be the granola girl types. That's going to be the girls that feel like a man dressing nice is shallow, vain, whatever. While they have no problem looking cute themselves. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they shape the side of their head or something and dye their hair all kinds of ugly radioactive colors. Radioactive colors. The kind of women that you may want to attract may be of a different class. And I don't mean they matter more, okay? I just mean they have different priorities, and it's not that their looks are the most important thing or anything like that, but when you, like I said, put in that effort to look good, it does say something about your character. It makes you look disciplined. So, moving on. We're going to upgrade our t-shirt. You want something short sleeve? Fine. Let's look at some fitted polos. You may be a bigger guy and you may not want things to be super tight. So let's instead find something that's maybe a little more fitted on the shoulders and the arms, the biceps, okay? And, it doesn't have to be super hugging your abdominal area. But if you are a skinny guy, you don't want it to be too overly tight because it shows how small you are, which there's nothing wrong with, but yeah, Yeah, we're not really talking like tight fitted all the way, but fitted. Slim fit doesn't mean cling wrap, okay? So you want to look at material, you want things to not look super cheap, too thin, things like that. And if it's a little cooler outside, let's opt for some comfortable, because I know everyone's obsessed with being comfortable. Let's look at some more comfortable but button-down type shirt. So whether it's a full dress shirt, which by the way, you can actually rock a dress shirt casually with some more casual jeans, dark wash jeans, which we'll get into in a second, or trousers that are comfortable again. We'll get into that later. There's something really cool about mixing elegant classic style with a little bit of edge. Like that's a good look, but it's really easy to go overboard with that. We're actually seeing a resurgence, I've noticed at least, when I'm doom scrolling through the onlines and looking at videos of men's style and whatnot, like short little, brain zapping videos. One thing I like about them is I get to see a lot of different content at once. When I'm looking for something specific, like trends in men's wear, it's helpful. I have been seeing a little bit more of classic old money, dare I say. Now people will get so triggered by that, it's so ridiculous, but old money aesthetic coming through in the men's style. But they're pairing it, with tennis shoes and things like that. And you can totally do that. So for pants, some ugly, in my opinion, men's pants that I see all the time are like baggy cargo pants. And I know there's a way to make it look edgy, but for a refined gentleman, unless you're working, of course, that's just not what you want to do. You don't want to be wearing these baggy cargo pants or cargo shorts with pockets that are so utilitarian. Like, you don't need to carry everything in your pockets when you're just, I don't know, taking a walk downtown. Having a stroll, going for a nice cocktail, a martini, or a glass of good wine. You don't need to be wearing that. You don't need to have every single thing you own in your pockets. You don't need the capability of that. You also don't need to be wearing sweatpants because it looks lazy. It's very simple. Women are not attracted to a lazy man. They're just not. I know a lot of lazy men still get the girls. It's not that they don't. It's just, I'm talking about a general appeal here. If you want to elevate yourself, that can translate wherever you are. Let's get rid of the overly lazy look. And there are tricks, okay? Instead of going for something like sweatpants, why don't you opt for some, relaxed trousers that are very comfortable. It's not constricting, it's not super tight, overly starchy material, but it looks so smart and it's so attractive. But if you want to up that a bit, you can also, purchase a few more sturdy trousers that do have a bit more firmness to them that make you look just a tiny bit more fancy, a little more upscale, and you can wear either, honestly, for a casual outfit. We also want to beware of the light colored jeans for men. Look, the early 2000s, they were golden for a lot of us, okay? There were not a lot of this there was not a lot of the same wokery nonsense, psychotic feminism that just sucks the fun out of everything. There also wasn't a lot of this tension politically, and life was just different, but something that needed to die in the early 2000s. There was this thing where men's jeans were getting really funny for a second there, and you need to throw those away right now. Unless you're on a literal motorcycle, the moto jeans, unless it's super subtle, which it can be, Bell Stuff has some cool ones, it's not cute. I don't think I need to say this, but no ripped jeans. Do not wear ripped jeans. Do not. The skinny jeans also, I don't see that as often, but honestly, a lot of like workout muscle guys wear them, and either one, they're trying to show off their leg muscle that they don't skip leg day. Good for you. We're proud of you for that, but the second reason most likely is it's probably hard to find, jeans that fit when you have such muscular legs. But when they're super tight, it's not good. Let's opt for some more dark wash denim. Dark wash that fits you nice. Straight leg, okay? You don't want them too baggy. The reason dark wash is it just simply looks more expensive. It really does. And it looks more serious. Something about incorporating a bit of stoicism into your style as a man is very attractive, and it's really going to pull the best kind of attention that you could possibly want. Stoicism is a belief in being serious, taking yourself seriously, taking life seriously, and of course there's a lot more in-depth information about that, and I recommend looking into that seriously. But if you want to be seen as a serious man and be taken seriously by a seriously hot girl, we're going to want to incorporate a bit of stoicism. Also, I don't know if I need to say this, but don't wear leggings. Now we're going to talk shoes for a second. There are so many comfortable shoes that you can wear casually that make you look sophisticated and handsome. Something that you can be sure to know is that if you're wearing something like a nice pair of boots, okay, casual boots, but let's avoid the bright brown Timberlands, let's avoid anything too young. What you should opt for instead, if you're wanting to wear shoes that you could, let's say, walk in forever, there are lots of nice trainers. I mean, like, they're not so big and bulky. They're just seamless. They just fit nice. Like, it's not too much. Yeah, so opt for something like that, and opt for boots as well. There are so many great boots, and I will actually give you a couple brands right off the top of my head. Crockett & Jones, Justin Fitzpatrick. They have a lot of classy, well-made, just attractive boots, some a little bit fancier than others, so you can pick. There's lots of colors, there's lots of styles based on your personal style. And then there are things like loafers if you want to be a little bit fancier, a little bit preppier. Not all loafers are super preppy, okay? Some of them can look very serious and masculine, but loafers are always like a very comfortable shoe. So now that we generally have a nice outfit, jackets, that's a big thing. There are a lot of more classier looking like windbreakers, if it's a rainy day. There are nice sweaters, there are nice simple leather jackets, which, by the way, leather jackets are always cool. They're cool. And if you get a bad one, you're going to look like a dork. But if you get a good one, it's cool. Belstaff has amazing men's leather jackets. Now let's move on to ways to accessorize yourself, if you care, to, have your own personal style. Because actually the gentleman I was talking to earlier, he was talking about how he likes to wear a baseball cap, which actually, it may not be my absolute favorite thing, but sometimes a baseball cap can look really good. It just depends. If you're wearing like an obvious sports one, it's not as cool, but there are more simple, I guess you'd call them dad hats that, I don't know, it's kind of like, it just gives a little bit of a rugged look. I know that certain people would be screaming at me for saying this because they disagree so much that there should be no baseball caps, but I don't know. I don't think it has to be an automatic no for that. I just think don't get something so, like, no snapbacks. Do I have to say that? I don't know, how old are you guys? If you like to wear a nice watch, a nice timepiece, and that's something that you take pride in, why don't you take a little more pride in your appearance overall? Why not sweeten the deal, the entire deal? I see no reason why you shouldn't. Hopefully you like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. And again, thank you so much for joining me on Maison de Chatillon. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.